Hello, folks. We've reached the halfway point of Run for the Trees, haven't we, Danny?
We have, yeah. Day
Yeah.
15.
Day 15. We're in the second half. We're on the home straight. So, yeah. So since our update last week, what's new? What's caught your eye? How are people doing?
People are doing great. We've had 8 people. Well, I say people loosely because we've had 8 participants for the Cherry Challenge, but 2 of those are definitely dogs. Alfie and Sutty have both finished the 50-mile challenge, as well as 6 other participants who I think are probably people, it's safe to say. We've still got only 1 person on the Lime Challenge who's finished, but a few people are creeping up on that one as well. So I think probably in the next week we'll have a few more. And then obviously the big piece of news is that Mark completed the Oak Challenge, and he took the title of fastest known tree for the male, because obviously Kate won last week and for the females.
Yeah, excellent. Well done, Mark. He's been knocking out a few races, I think, as well. He's done all but the 75 miles, I think, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So how many trees have we earned now then?
We've achieved 67 of the 143 that we've got pledged. So I worked out that that's just under halfway, which isn't bad at our halfway mark. So we're just under halfway on that at our halfway point. So yeah, okay. We're on making good stead towards it.
Yeah, there's maybe a few people are not 100% up to date with logging their miles. So yeah, we'll call it halfway, can't we? I think
we can. I think, because I bet there's some people that haven't logged their Sunday runs yet. So we've probably got another couple of trees somewhere.
Yeah. And what about in the virtual races? Is there any standout performances there?
I noticed that we've had quite a few people. We've had 4 now complete the marathon. Loads of half bash people. That I think that's the most popular distance, along with the sapling sprint, which I think you did as part. No, I think you're doing that as part of Brunch Club, aren't you?
We are on Thursday. Yeah.
So there'll be even more added to that then.
Yeah. I just shared my screen and that so people could see it actually. Yeah, so I've got quite a few on that. Couple of swift ones on the sapling sprint. Chris by 3:26 and Sarah Simmons 3:28. Pretty quick. They're both sort of way above any other times on that at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I say, the half bash was the other point. So Sarah's still on top with the half bash, isn't she?
Yeah, loads of entrants for that one. That one's obviously a nice popular distance.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had anyone do the 75k yet, have we? The 75 miles, sorry.
Not yet, but
no. I say it as though it's very common. Like people would go out for their morning run and just be like, "Oh, I'll just go and tick that one off."
Yes, yeah. I'm hearing whispers of about a couple of people maybe having a go at that this coming weekend.
Okay, I'll look out for that then. They'll start getting ticked off.
Yeah. Let's see. So nobody sort of completed the slam yet, but Mark's
very close.
He's done 8 out of the 10, hasn't he? So
yeah. Because there is the competition. There's going to be the winners for the 6 as well, isn't there? Who for their best performances across 6 of the events, male and female.
Yeah. So there's a few people now that have done 6 races. So so
they'll be eligible for that.
So yeah. Excellent.
If you're not in it yet, get entered and you can still win something. There's still surprises going around.
Yeah, and if you've had a go and want to have another go because somebody's knocked you down the leaderboard, you can have another go and replace your time. You can have a go as many times as you want as well. So
yeah, there you go. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. What about any of the other competitions? I saw that Kev Clark had done a pretty good attempt at some Strava art.
He has. I think that's his 2nd or 3rd attempt at Strava art now, and I'm at the moment I think he's the only person that's submitted. So we'll see if anyone else gives it a go. I think it's something personally I forget about. I kind of just go for my normal run and forget to make a picture out of it. So, but yeah, it was a good effort as well. I think he spelt out, didn't he, run. The initials for Run for the Trees with a little Valentine's love heart as well. So he's in good stead, I think, to potentially win the Strava art competition.
Excellent.
I think he owns a fancy dress. I think I think the closest we've had is Mark, because Mark's worn his turkey hat. I do think the hat's got a name. Sorry, Mark. I'm not sure. Maybe Bob, I think it's called. He's worn that on a few runs. And then, of course, yes, we've got a fancy dress one. We've had loads of entries, I think, for the bestest bark. I think we're just going to have to agree that all dogs are wonderful on that one. Yeah, and then, of course, there's the weekly cover competition as well, which Andy, you came joint first place in this week, along with Jenny.
Jenny Kent, wasn't it? That the other one that's up there as the cover photo at the moment.
Yeah, the current one, and then on about Friday, we'll probably change it over to the other winning. And I was saying to Andy prior to this that Claire's also now coming kind of joint third, but the votes came in a little bit late, so Claire was also a partial winner on that competition. I think it was just a tied competition, that one was. I think all the photos were great.
Yeah. Because you've got to read the post, and if you've passed the deadline, the votes don't count.
Yeah.
You know those disclaimers, what they have on the sort of calling into TV shows, don't they? If you might get charged, but your vote won't count, although we won't get charged for liking Claire's dogs.
We do need something like that. And I think in people's defence, I actually didn't write a deadline on it. I added it to the comments after because I realised I didn't. Not that my deadlines mean much, because I think on last week's competition I said that I'd decide by 10 p.m, but I was asleep, so it didn't get decided until the morning. So I think I've learned my lesson. I do it in the morning now, because I think if it's at night I'll probably be asleep and I'll miss it.
Yeah, there's no timestamps on those likes, is there?
No.
Yeah, we had a really good day last Thursday at Brunch Club when we went to Menorca. It was nice and sunny. It wasn't quite as warm as the other Menorca, but yeah, it was really nice. We met Simon Greenhouse, who's the land manager for the National Forest, who gave us a bit of a chat about the forest and the site at Menorca. For those that don't know, in the forest, there's two ways they do it. In one place where landowners apply to a grant to be able to plant trees on land they've got. And then there's a certain amount of land that the National Forest have acquired themselves. So the Menorca site is the latter. I think what we'll do, we can cut into this video the clips that I took of Simon's little talk last week, if people are interested. The thing that really struck me, what he said, was I've not really thought about it before, is because that site was not that many years ago an open cast coal mining site. The fact that we're planting trees on it now is almost we're going around the carbon cycle again, because I guess all the trees that were there many hundreds, thousands of years ago that ended up in the ground and got compressed and became coal. It's all got dug up and gone up in smoke, and it's now all been landscaped, and we're planting trees and going around the cycle again. So I thought that was a great way to look at it.
A few 100,000 years, maybe some other civilization will be making coal out of them or something. Or hopefully they'll just be enjoyed for many years to come.
Simon Greenhouse on the Forest Estate Officer here at the National Forest. So we do have a land holding of ourselves, which amounts to about 460 hectares, so it's quite a sizable chunk spread over the forest, but it's not the main mechanism for the National Forest that has been created. What it does mean is if we own our own land, then we can put into practice what we preach. So all the landscape, the community, the nature conservation, the timber, carbon sequestration, water quality, all those mixed habitats, planting events. So are you all local to this area?
No.
Okay, so
right across the East Midlands, really.
So what you're standing on now is a bit of a mess of just a few years ago. So within the past 10 years, this was open cast coal mine. Yeah, it's still going on that recently. It's in two halves really. The bit in the hollow there, inside those trees, is Gilliriscal Brook, or Gilliriscal Brook, or how you pronounce it, Gilliriscal Brook it's spelled. And on the other side of that was the open cast coal mine. I don't know if you had a chance to go down it, but we did as a team, went drove down inside the sign. It was just a Beatty, a spiral down, deep, big hole in the ground, and you could see the thin, well, it looks thin layers of coal, you know, in seams in the strata. It's a bit like a licorice ore sort, you know, you can see the black coal seams, but in that sort of scale it doesn't look much, but I suppose the amount of coal that you can get out of those seams is enough to make it worthwhile. It didn't seem like it, because I suppose all that coal's gone up in smoke already, but as part of the operation, the overspill, so you dig a big hole, you've got a whole load of soil, and you've got to put that somewhere, and they put that here on this side of the run. So it's a big area that has been disturbed for that operation. But this wasn't actually coal mined, but it has been disturbed. And so hence this soil is really heavy, really sticky. You'll find out as you go on the next leg. You don't look very muddy now. You will be. And that's just because the whole soil structures have been, you know, just compacted. It's not free draining. It was restored to agriculture, arable land. Agricultural, it's grassland grazing. Then the land with a bit of token tree planting on the back of the coal mine as part of the restoration plan. So that was part of the plan, and that was about to take place. But the coal miners, the landowner decided to sell up, and it just gave us as a National Forest Company an opportunity to acquire a big chunk of land and to extend that woodland cover. So rather than the bit of woodland that was put as part of the restoration plan, to revamp those restoration plans and put a whole lot more woodland, deep rip line to break open the soil at a depth about that deep. And then we've marked scribe lines where the tree's going to go. It just helps the planters put the trees, helps us calculate the number of trees, but also helps maintenance, so we can get a little tracks in between the trees. So in this fenced area here, we're going to be planting something like 23,000 trees this year, and another 6,000 I think to finish it off next year on that bit, and then we'll be proceeding on other bits of land out there over the next 4 or 5 years until the whole site is complete. What you will notice though is that we haven't gone right up to the road. We haven't packed this full of trees. That's never been the intention. We're not planning to carpet the whole of the area with trees wall to wall. It's about other habitats as well. So grassland and open habitats is part of that forest mosaic. And so what we've done here is the design is put the woodland on the hill here and leaving this as grassland. So this will still be farmed. We'll still have sheep on here, and it just is partly because of the conservation of different habitats. You've got grassland for the skylarks, but also landscape. So that road as you go past, you won't be in a corridor of trees, you know, on both sides. The trees will be set back, and you'll be looking over this, which will be carpet, so scattered trees and small clumps of trees, but grazed with animals, with sheep as well. So we're keeping that balance of integrating farming and forestry. It's nice to think that that sort of cycle is sort of completing, because you think of the coal that was laid down, that's created from all these prehistoric forests which have been laid down and suppressed and become that coal, and then it's been dug up and all that carbon was released into the atmosphere. But now we're planting the trees back on top of this coal seam and hopefully absorbing that carbon back in again, hopefully in the long term.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting, the plans we've got for that site. In a few years' time, it will be a really nice site to sort of wander around. Yeah, a real mixture of woodland and pastures for sheep to be grazing, etc.
It'll have to be a peak running event at some point.
Yeah,
around the site where the Run for the Trees contributed to.
Yeah. Well, just up the road, we ran from the alpaca farm, which is a great little base to run from. Great cafe there, nice breakfast, by the way, folks. Have we got any other news, Danny? Anything else from you?
The only other thing to mention is that obviously the brunch this week for Run for the Trees is fully booked now. It's quite a popular one from Donisthorpe, but the other two events on the 24th and the 28th of February, there's still quite a few places on those ones, and they're evening trail runs. I don't think we've got the plans finalised for the 28th yet, but it's the grand finale, so we're kind of we're waiting to think of a great idea to kind of celebrate the end of Run for the Trees. But yeah, there's spaces on both of those. So that's Thursday the 24th and Monday the 28th. There's spaces if anyone's local and fancies joining one of the guided events, or if you've already been to some and you want to come to another one, those two both have spaces on.
Cool. I guess the other thing I was just going to say as well is we've still got 2 weeks to go, but if anybody is finishing or getting towards the end of their challenge early and are thinking of upgrading, or for any reason they feel that they've bitten off more than they can chew, is the ability to go and upgrade or downgrade your challenge in the system is still live at the moment, but we will close that off after the end of the 3rd week, so a week before the end, just so we know where we stand in terms of we need in the way of coasters to go out to people and stuff. So if you want to upgrade or downgrade, you can do that by next Monday. After that, if anybody's got any real issues finishing it, you can always sort of contact us and we can do something manual. But as far as doing it in the system, that'll just run for another week. So cool. So
Perfect.
Yeah, many thanks again for all your support, folks. With this, it's been great seeing lots of photos coming in from various places around the country and the world, hasn't there? So yeah, keep them coming, and we'll look forward to catching up with you maybe next week. Let's make this a weekly thing, shall we? Yeah.
See you. Bye, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.